Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to, or take two. Welcome back to Wednesday's video on a Thursday, and there's a reason for that.
There is.
Yesterday we did a bit of footage, didn't we? 20 minutes of it.
Did, yeah. Nice long video.
Nice long video. Although we weren't really feeling it yesterday, were we? So it's probably a good thing that we've redone it today. It was a bit doom and gloom yesterday. We're in that sort of mood. But got home to edit it and realised that the old mic was on mute.
Technical difficulties,
Technical
I believe
issue.
they call it.
Only a slight issue. Couldn't hear us. Probably a good thing for some people. But anyway, we're back. So we apologise for being a day late. As you can see, guys, I'm on the old milling machine here. My favourite, this milling machine.
Your mill, innit?
My mill. And I am just finishing off the pockets in the Cosworth pistons for the RS500.
Lovely.
So, this is the exhaust pockets, mate. And I'm nearly done here. And my little jig that I've made for the Cosy pistons. So obviously these pistons here, we've had to modify the crown. We've had to take 55 thou off the top of the crown.
Nice little mill and a half there.
Mill and a half. Really? Mill the bowl out, so we've back to the original compression ratio. Plenty of meat in the crowns of these. We've got about 11 mil of meat, so as standard.
Yeah, so nice and thick.
Nice
Allows
and thick,
for a
mate.
lot of machining.
Yeah.
So ideal.
So that's it. You can see I put a little
pockets and done it
Oh my good God, that always happens, doesn't it?
Lose a nut.
Literally bounced off the foot right underneath. So I put a little arrow on the top, shows me which way is forward, because obviously there's a little arrow on here as standard, but because we've machined them, it's all gone. So the way you can tell is we've got a little cutout there for an oil jet, if it had oil jets, and that obviously goes on the oil gallery side, which is the inlet. So
right,
that's the way she goes.
Nice.
So that's that done, mate. Safety first with the old glasses. So what I do now is I just run a bit of wet and dry around the edge of the pockets, take that burr off. Nothing too complex. Nice and simple. And I tend to run my pockets 5 mil deep. So if we wanted to run full race cams, you could.
Nice.
And
yeah,
right out to the edge there, so we could put big valves in with this and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Just on the safe side.
Yeah, so you basically do it so that later down the line, if they want to run something, you know, silly setup, then they can.
This is it, yeah. So even if we do a stock build on a Cosy, we do all this.
Yeah.
So we run competition bearings, balance everything. Apart from the compression ratio, we're assuming they're going to be wanting to run 8 to 1. If not, they'd have to use a thicker head gasket. But basically, you can run the bottom end to big power. There are people out there that say that the original Marlers are not good for more than whatever horsepower, 600, but I do like the old Trustees.
Well, to be honest, I think you're pushing it a bit if you're going for over 600.
Well, if you're running 600, I mean, these days, you've got to bear in mind, you've basically got a 2-litre transit bottom end pretty much there.
Yeah.
All right, we've done the mods like the long studs and balance it and all the rest of it. But come on, guys.
I mean, it's what are they, 35, 40 years old?
Yeah.
These Cosies. So
and it's
if you're getting 600, that's pretty good going, really.
That is 3 times more than the power that it was sort of ever was standard, which is quite a lot, isn't it?
It is, really. And I think people do expect quite a lot out of these Cosies, like
they do.
What they are. They're brilliant, but they, you know.
Yeah. But this is the best bit now of building these Cosies for me. I've done all the hard work, the machining, I've done the dummy building, set the ring gaps, all that jazz, mate.
Nice.
So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just putting the rings on the pistons. We can get them in there. Trying to put a second ring in a top ring groove there. Not good. And then hopefully tomorrow, which will be Friday, I should have the cylinder head on, and this thing is going to be pretty much done by the beginning of next week.
Lovely.
So that's good, isn't it, mate? Another one out of the way, and I can get the Lotus on. I need to crack on with that one. So that's Steve's engine. The story is with this engine, guys, is we said about our new project, which we have held off on telling you the exact details at the moment.
Good with that. We've been very restrained.
Very restrained. We don't want to bamboozle you with all our projects at the moment, so we'll just keep it simple. We've got the kit car, the BMW. Let's get the BMW shell back first.
Yeah.
From Ryan. This is the plan, and then when we get that shell back, so we can build it up, the new car is going to be going over to Ryan.
The mystery car.
The mystery car. And we'll do a few bits on it. So yeah, that's the plan with it. But this engine here is, we've sort of done a deal with Steve on this new project with this motor. So the deal was I'm going to build him a trick motor.
Nice.
So no expense spared really on it. We're going to have decent pistons, decent rods. Got a new crankshaft there from Mar Motorsport. Cylinder head's going to be ported, big cams. Got the vernier pulleys. I've got quite a lot of bits actually.
All that.
Have I got lots of bits? Have I got bits? Somewhere in here, I think. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I have anyway. Yeah, cams and what have you.
Yeah. Nice. So the full work.
He said that there's no rush whatsoever because he's knee deep in Cozzies at the minute.
He is.
But I don't like to keep people waiting like that, mate. So I shall be cracking on with it. But most of the stuff on that is 4-wheel drive, so that's going to be coming off anyway.
Going 2-wheel drive, isn't he?
2-wheel drive. We've got the 2-wheel drive big wing sump and that. We've got the liners to go in there, so I'm quite looking forward to doing that one for him.
Yeah. But this one is the old melty piston job, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it has. Yeah, I don't think he didn't know about that.
No, he bought it as a bit of a donor, didn't he?
Yeah, he bought it with the... But it's... I mean, that's irrelevant now anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a quick look over here. We've got I noticed the Lotus, mate. You've got the crank in there. It's looking nice now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clean the block.
Yes, cleaned it all out.
That was a bit of a...
Yeah, it turned out, well, I hadn't seen it to start with, but there was loads of it was almost like mud in the water jacket.
Really?
Like rusty mud.
Oh, nice.
So,
and it just goes on forever when you're trying to scrape that out.
Oh, it does, yeah. You have to get to a point where you go, right, I don't think I'm really going to get any more out.
Get as much of it out
so
as you can.
I've loosened up as much as I can and washed it all through.
Yeah.
But it's, nice and clean in there now, so
good.
Happy with that.
So this is a get on with when you finish the other two.
Yes.
While we're on the subject of Lotuses, mate, we had a customer come in here a couple of days ago.
We did.
Don't think we showed them these. We've got 2 more Lotus twin cams here.
Nice.
So this one, the history is with this. The customer sent it to another engine reconditioner. Unfortunately, he's probably busy himself, but he hadn't managed to get on with it.
He's had it quite a while.
So he's done bits and bobs, but the customer wants to get it done now. So he's took it away, brought it to us. Got a load of bits here. We've got the acrylite pistons, Gen V throttle bodies, new rocker cover, got the side cover and all the rest of it.
Nice.
New bits to go on. The block's been bored. Just got to face it. Yeah.
That one hasn't though, is it?
No, that one isn't. I'll tell you about that in a moment. We've got this cylinder head here, which has been pretty much ported by the previous engine reconditioner. Just got to finish it off. Got another head over there, which is a good thick head there. So depends which one we want to use for it. He said, please yourself. Got to get cams. So we're going to build him a nice trick engine, the first engine. Second one, I've got to give him a price on building this one up. But we've got 2 spare cranks there which will need grinding. We've obviously got to bore these, and so I'll give him a price there. I'll get a list of bits together and see what he needs to build that one up, really, because I think he wants to. His time with selling it, so he thinks if he builds it into a complete motor, it's going to be a lot easier than trying to
pay for one with the other sort of thing.
Maybe, yeah. So that's that, mate. Yeah, we've got 3 Lotus twin cams at the moment. Zetec, you've finished.
I have. It's all done.
Excellent, mate. Looks really good. Looks lovely with those Turbo Sport pulleys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks good.
I like the standard rocker cover on them. I do.
I
It
do.
just looks
Yeah,
nice,
I think
doesn't
it's
it?
nice.
Looks neat.
I've polished, or sort of shined it up with a little bit of oil and a rag, and it looks really
Yeah,
nice.
it does look nice. Nice simple motor, that. Big fan of them. Got the, who makes them sumps?
Retro Ford.
Retro Ford sump on it. Cast aluminium, very nice.
Yeah, lovely.
They do some lovely bits, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And they got a
do.
YouTube channel, so
Yeah.
go and check that out. But you've got a filter on here, mate. Just a normal oil filter, just a generic oil filter on this, just to get the pressure.
It is one for a Zetec, but it's just a cheap,
Just to get oil pressure. So we've filled it with oil. We've turned it over, primed the filter and what have you, and got oil pressure.
We do.
Should we prove it, mate? Should we
should prove it, yeah.
We'll prove it by getting our big drill on the end of it. Now, this thing is not the speediest of things.
No, it does.
So,
probably about 100 RPM or so, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of the time it's because it's not very fast. We're lucky if we get up to maximum oil pressure enough for the relief valve to kick in, but it's a good indication that it's got decent pressure. So we stick it on the end there. You can see it's rising fairly quick. What are we up to?
4 bar there.
4 bar, mate. I suspect with
100 RPM,
with a few more RPM, that's going to go straight up to probably 5 and then drop back to where it's got to be. So it's pretty good, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's a good indication. You tell how fast the gauge goes up to how good the oil pressure is really as well. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
We can now take that off. Paul's paid most of his bill and he's going to be picking this up maybe just after Christmas. He's got a few things on beforehand. So
yeah, well, I'll get that off the stand
that's
soon.
it. And get your little beauty on there. Look at the little grin on his face, look, when he says that. You only got to say Subaru and it cheers him up.
Literally does.
Doesn't it? So yeah, that's that, mate. That's that. We love that saying, don't we? That is actually that.
It is that.
Focus.
Yes.
Lovely job, Lee. Just put that on loose at the minute, but the customer's cleaned and painted that up. Got the turbo on there.
Yeah.
Stage 1 hybrid.
Lovely.
With electronic actuator. So what's hybrid about this is the front's been machined out. It's got a billet front wheel in there.
Nice.
Got decent bearings and all that.
360 thrust
360 thrust bearing. So this thing, apparently, this thing is good for about 350 on these.
Yeah.
And they do say that, a lot of people say that you can run 400 with a standard turbo, but apparently that's BS.
Well,
but we all know what these power figures are like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once you had a few on for the old pub, next thing you're up to 400. But realistically, about 350 with the stage 1.
Yeah. Well, safely and reliably.
That's right. And now bear in mind, this thing is going to be in a kit car, is it not?
Yes, it is.
So I'd say like 350 horsepower is brown trousers material.
Like a Caterham type thing, so that's going to be Larry.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, the long stud job that we did for the Cosworth, the customer come to pick that up earlier, and he works for Caterham.
Oh yeah, he does.
He does, and he was explaining to me about their sort of the models they do, and they put a 2-litre Duratec in there, about 210 horsepower.
Yeah.
And they go around brands pretty much as quick as a touring car, apparently. So you don't need a lot of power in something like that.
Nope, it's all about the weight.
It is.
And your chassis, really, I suppose.
But it was interesting talking to him.
Yeah, it was.
And he said that they've got like a track day, sort of come drift day with their Caterhams.
Oh, nice.
Down at either Brands or Donington from the spring. And he's going to send us his details, and we'll get that book, mate, for me and you, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
Take the camera down there, show them us messing about in a Caterham.
Yeah.
Be quite interested to. I've never had a go in another kit car, so I'd be quite interested to have a go in a Caterham, see what it's like. I know what's going to happen there, though.
Going to want one.
Going to want one, and that'll be the end of that. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they're like with a normal car engine in, because I've only driven that with a bike motor in it.
But yeah, it's on its way, this Focus.
Yeah,
sort of got the timing all dummied up, but we're waiting on new cam pulley bolts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll sort of get on with that when we got those and get it all done up.
Nearly there.
And still just about looking like we're on schedule with it for the
Excellent, mate.
start of December. So
excellent news. Cracking on with them all. This block over here, mate. Yesterday when we did the video, this was an engine that had just literally come in, and it was in one piece,
Yes,
wasn't it?
it was.
Looking rather grotty.
yeah,
But today you've got it stripped, so now we're sort of looking at it in a stripped state.
it's looking at a block.
So this is in a Ford Transit Connect, a bit like ours.
Yeah,
Probably the same
thing.
motor,
Yeah.
1500 diesel,
Yeah, I
turbo
suspect it's the
diesel.
same.
But I suspect this is probably a Renault motor.
Yes,
Is that right? Renault, Peugeot?
it's no, not. I
Is
don't
it
think
Peugeot?
Renault's involved. It's Citroen, Peugeot, and Ford, isn't
Peugeot.
it?
It's a little Peugeot, I think.
Yes.
It's the one with the core plugs in, the two core plugs in the bottom, innit?
Yeah,
That
and there's
cover
bolts behind them.
that
mains
cover,
bolts.
holds the oil in.
Mm.
So what's the problem with this?
It's let go. So it's a better cam belt, normal cam belt.
Oh, normal cam belt.
But the cam belt drives one cam, and then there's a chain to the second cam.
At the
and
rear or on the front?
It's at the front, but yeah. So
So it's a bit like the Volkswagen PD.
yeah,
sort
a
of
little bit like that, and that chain is let go.
Nice.
So, got some bent valves.
Lovely jubbly.
The rest of it looks all right. Cranking bores and all that doesn't look too bad.
Oh, that's good. So this is just a birthday, really? And
Yeah.
Sort out the
I'm
bent
not sure.
valves.
We'll obviously have to measure the bores. They got some marks in the top, but
Yeah.
nothing you can really feel. Sort of.
Well, if they
might
do
be
oversized pistons, we'll probably go that route.
Yeah.
We'll have
But
a
the
look.
pistons look all right. So
Oh, that's all
yeah,
right.
it's sort of we need to measure up and see what's going on, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is another one from CTS.
It
the
is.
one we did the wet belt transit for recently. So that's gone back. They took that off the pallet, put this straight on and sent it over.
yeah.
I think they're into the old transits, aren't
You
they?
see, I think they've got a bit of a contract with somebody
Yeah.
doing their work vans and stuff.
Which is good, really, if they send one of these down periodically. We
Yeah.
quite like having one of these.
I
now,
like
don't we?
these because they're simple enough, and they sort of they go back together quite well.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but
Yeah,
they're
I know
one
what
of
you
them
mean.
that sort of goes back nicely.
Yeah. So, a few bent valves, bit of
Yeah.
a birthday job done.
Some rockers and all that. You need that.
That's it. Well, here we go, mate. Got the Cosworth pistons in. All the rods are in, caps on, and I'm just plastic gauging the big end, mate. And what have we got here? So we have got, it's slightly wider than 2, not as much as 1.5. So we have got about 1.9, I'd say about 1.9 thou, which is absolutely cock on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just over a thou per inch.
Lovely.
Absolutely bloody lovely, mate.
Exactly what you want.
Everything's perfect. As always here.
Absolutely.
And on that positive note, I think we'll end it there. So stay tuned. We will be back tomorrow for Fridays, not Saturday.
No, we'll
all
get it,
being well.
Get it done first thing tomorrow. Get it out the way.
Yeah, yeah. We've got all day then to make sure that we've got sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a lovely evening, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.